All right.
Do it.
Here's my presentation. I think it's safe to say that most of us acknowledge that global warming is something that exists and is changing our world not for the better. There is something we can do about it on a daily basis that none of us would expect. We all would love to do our part to help the planet that provides us a home. Something else I'm curious about is how many of us out there would be interested in having more energy and feeling better on a daily basis. And then lastly, what if I told you that there is a change that you could make in your daily life that would help you live longer? It turns out the one change in your lifestyle that could potentially make all three of these things happen is to eat less meat in our American diet. In our American culture, meat is consumed at larger quantities than most other cultures in the world. I'm not saying we should be vegans or vegetarians, but let's put down the chicken nuggets for a second. I found a quote from the National Institute of Health, and it had a previously published article through Cambridge. Overall meat consumption has continued to rise in the US, the EU, and the developed world. Despite a shift towards higher poultry consumption, red meat still represents the largest portion of meat consumed in the US, about 58%. This paints a vivid picture that meat is still a very large part of our lives. As a culture and society, it's worth examining our diet to see if there is a room for change, to give the world a break, and to give you a better lifestyle. I'm a very passionate person when it comes to food. It affects our lives in more aspects than people realize. I would like you to understand that there are other food groups out there that benefit us more than animal proteins. The media tends to glorify steak sizzling on a grill, there's parties with chicken wings everywhere, and sandwiches piled high with sliced deli meats. But I want everyone to realize that the impact of this diet goes far beyond our taste buds. First, I want to look at the livestock industry's demand and how it has an effect on our planet, and then take time to examine how consuming meat in large quantities may be dangerous to one's health. Lastly, I want to look at altering your diet and how that could actually make you live a longer and healthier lifestyle. First, looking at the livestock's populations and how it has an impact on Earth. Greenhouse gases are largely on a rise due to the quantity of animals living on it. In a report taken from Stanford, the beef, pork, and poultry industries also emit large amounts of carbon dioxide, methane, and greenhouse gases. Keep in mind that climate change issues related to livestock remain largely unaddressed. Without a change in current practices, intensive increases in projected livestock production systems will double the current environmental burden and will contribute to a large-scale economic degradation unless appropriate measures are taken. The livestock sector, including feed production and transport, is responsible for about 18% of the world's global greenhouse gases. This number is going to continue increasing as human population increases. Among pollution, we are also dealing with a land crisis to make space to feed all of these animals. The animal population currently is about $20 billion in quantity compared to the human population, which is about 7 billion. After seeing what consumption of meat is doing to the earth, I would like to shift to see what it's doing to our daily lives. A balance of vegetables will translate to a longer life and due to their antioxidant properties as well as digestive benefits. Dietary fibers and unsaturated fats are key to keeping your body in a regular routine. Consuming large amounts of protein releases acid actually into the bloodstream, and the bloodstream neutralizes this typically through calcium. Eating lots of protein then requires a lot of calcium, eventually potentially leading to osteoporosis. Now we're going to continue looking at the benefits of what plants provide into your daily diet. Harvard Medical School has a tip here for living longer and healthier lives. Eat a healthy, rich diet in whole grains, vegetables, fruits, and substitute healthier unsaturated and polyunsaturated fats for those saturated and trans fats. These plant-based properties are great opposed to meat. Animal proteins tend to have a lot of saturated fats that tend to lead to daily fatigue and chronic diseases later in life. Lastly, let's continue to look at what animal proteins contain versus what they do not contain for your daily diet. Animal proteins do not contain the vitamins, minerals, fibers, and unsaturated fats necessary for a healthy lifestyle. Vitamin C is an essential vitamin not found in useful amounts in cooked animal foods. Many of the benefits of eating fruits and vegetables may be due to their flavonoid contents as well. In fact, studies indicate that flavonoid-rich diets may provide reduced risk of heart disease, improved brain health, and better colon health. In case you were wondering, flavonoids are connected with antioxidants, and it's been proven fact that antioxidants reduce cancer health and improve heart health, reduce cancer risk and improve heart health. Lastly, I want to look at the damaging effects that animal proteins may have consumed in high quantities. Fat content and fatty acid profile are a constant matter of concern when consuming meats. This is highly dependent on the species, however, the feeding system, and the cut. Pork meat can have the highest fat content, but poultry skin is not far behind. As most of us know, consuming large amounts of fat are not good for your arteries, heart, or other bodily organs. Fat is created through this and contributes to obesity, which may lead to other diseases later in life as well. And lastly, I want to focus on portion size. Portion size, 1 pound of meat versus 1 pound of vegetables is vastly different. Our stomach doesn't enlarge when eating meat. And when you have a pound of leafy greens, your stomach will feel full and you'll eat less. So in summary, I've shown you that the animal population that currently meets demands is having a detrimental effect on our environment. Lessening our consumption of meat will contribute to a longer and healthier life. And finally, I've shown that consuming calorie-dense meats in high quantities can contribute to health problems. Maybe next time you're in the grocery store, you'll spend a little bit more time in the produce section and not as long staring at that fluorescent glow of the butcher case. Thank you.
That's good.